Hello, children. This is Mrs. Haripriya. Welcome you to the Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution Part 2. In the previous video, we had seen who are all liberals, radicals, conservatives, the industrial society, and the social change, the coming of socialism to Europe, and the support for socialism. So, now in this video, we are going to see about the Russian Empire, the economical conditions of that place, and the socialism in Russia and the 1905 revolution. Are you ready to see? Yes, we can go. So, the Russian Revolution. So, socialists took over the government of Russia through the October Revolution, which has happened in the year 1917. The fall of monarchy and the events of October are together called as the Russian Revolution. So, before we look on to the Russian Revolution, let us see how Russia was a few years before the revolution. In 1914, Tsar Nicholas is the king who ruled Russia. So, the Russian Empire included the places of Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and the parts of Poland, Ukraine, and the Belarus. So, majority religion are the Russian Orthodox Christianity, and the empire also have other religions such as the Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, and also the Buddhists. So, what will be the economical condition and the society? So, most of the industries are owned by the private industrialists. Government supervises the large factories in order to ensure the long working hours and minimum wages, but still the rules were broken sometimes. On the other hand, in the case of craft units and small workshops, the working hours is 12 to 15 hours, while it is 10 hours in the case of factories. Accommodations is varied from rooms to dormitories, so workers were divided according to the nature of the work. Some of them had strong link with their villages, on other had settled in the cities permanently. So the metal workers are thinking that they are the aristocrats because as their work need a lot of skill and training. So based on their work, their nature of talking, the dressing, and the manners are also changed. So women occupied 31% of the factory laborers, but yet they were not paid well enough compared to the men. So they were paid half or three quarters of a man's wages. So apart from all these divisions, they were united to organize strikes at times when they disagree with their employers on the cases of the working conditions. So most of these strikes were frequent in the textile industry during the period of 1896 and in the metal industry during the period of 1902. In the countryside, the peasants cultivate most of the land. The nobles, the crowns, and the Orthodox churches were owning large number of property. As like workers, peasants were also divided. So, except few cases, they had no respect over the nobles. In the case of the French Revolution, the peasants respected the nobles, but here in the case of Russia, they wanted the land that was given to the nobles, and they also refused to pay the rents and even killed the landlords many times. In 1902, this occurred on a large scale, and in 1905, such incidents are common and took place all over the Russia. So the Russian peasants also had the habit of pooling their land periodically together and divide their earnings based on the needs of their families. Socialism in Russia. As the Russian government is not allowing others to form any political party, mostly all the political parties are illegal in Russia. The Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party was founded in the year 1898 by the socialists who were following Marx's ideas. It set up a newspaper, mobilized the workers, and organized strikes. Socialists were active during the 19th century and they formed the Socialist Revolutionary Party. This party struggled for the rights of peasants and demanded the land belonging to nobles and to be transferred to the peasants. According to Lenin, peasants are not same. Some of them are poor and the others were rich. Some are laborers and the others were capitalists who employed workers. So, the party was divided into two, Bolsheviks and the Mensheviks. Vladimir Lenin, who led the Bolshevik group, thought that in a repressive society like Tsarist Russia, the party should be disciplined and should control the number and quality of its members. Others, that the Mensheviks, thought that the party should be open to all, as in Germany. The 1905 Revolution. Russia was an autocracy, which means a system of government by one person with absolute power. Liberals in Russia want to put a full stop to this, together with the Social Democrats and Social Revolutionaries and peasants during the revolution to demand a constitution to Russia. Bloody Sunday. The immediate reason for the Russian Revolution was the bad harvest, and that led to the increase in the price of the essential good and the decline of the real wages by 20%. As a result, the membership of Workers' Association increased. When 4 members of the Assembly of the Russian Workers, which had been formed in 1904, were dismissed at the Putilov Iron Works, there was a call for industrial action. Around 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on a strike demanding 3 major things. They were the reduction in the working hours, exactly of 8 hours, increase in wages, improvement in the working conditions. So, when Father Gapon, the procession of the workers, like lot of people and the workers are moving as a strike, while they reached the Winter Palace, they were attacked by the police. Nearly 100 workers were killed and 300 workers were wounded. This incident, which happened on a Sunday, is known as Bloody Sunday, as a lot of workers shed their blood in the streets, and the series of the events happened further were together called as the 1905 Revolution. Next, as a reflection of this Bloody Sunday, strikes took place all over the country. Universities were closed, students walked out. So lawyers, doctors, engineers and the other middle class workers established the Union of Unions and demanded for a constituent assembly. This is Father Gapon. So finally, Tsar allowed for the creation of an elected consultative parliament that can also be called as the Duma. In the meantime, a large number of trade unions and factory committees were existed. Tsar dismissed the first Duma within 75 days and re-elected the second Duma and dismissed the same within 3 months. He didn't want any reduction in his power and authority. He changed all the voting laws and packed the third Duma with conservative politicians. Till this, I end up my session, my dear children. In the next chapter, we'll see what happened in the First World War, the October Revolution, the February Revolution. What are the changes happened after that? All these things we will see in the next video. Until then, bye bye children. Take care.